Well, it is time for another pre-cap. Yes, it's season 29, and we've done 2 pre-caps already. Now it's the time of the DVC/WFC to have their pre-cap done, and I'm glad to say we have 2 co-announcers with us. We've obviously got the favourite and the best of the Mac brothers in our Mac. Evening, our Mac.
Evening. Yes, you do. That's right. We don't need the other guy.
No, we don't need the one doing. No, definitely not. And then obviously we've got the Scot who now has adopted the Yorkshire. He's adopted Yorkshire to his heart, and that is Jock himself. Evening, Jock.
Evening, Barry. You're sounding much better this week. How are you doing?
I'm feeling a lot better, mate. I'm feeling a lot better. My illness is just about gone now. I got a good draw in my pro game, doing well in Blitz, so it can only go downhill from now, can't it? So, you know, it's what it is, but I'll do my best regardless. So obviously, it's been a bit busy week for me with obviously the missus' birthday, then obviously the Hilton and all that being ill, so I tried to get these done, but obviously, I couldn't get them all done, so I'm glad we can get this one done today. Obviously, the first week's already gone by, but that means we've got something else to talk about as well, what's pretty cool, I think. And obviously we'll have a look at the teams and the quick brief of the stories, and then obviously we'll talk on what you think about the team or whatever, and we'll go from there. Don't know if we'll get many people obviously joining us in the thing, because I'm sure there'll be a lot of games going on or whatever, or they'll all be washing their hair, something important to do. But we'll talk to ourselves if we need to anyway, and care somebody at the end. And I'm just hoping whoever I pick this time to win the division doesn't quit the MML. Otherwise I might get banned again. The annoying thing was, I really fancied them to win that division. He loses a game and he goes and he's like, it's like, well, it's a bash league. I'm like, please, put me in there. Put me in there. I want to kill that orc. I literally want to kill that orc now. He's dying.
Wait, who did we lose?
Stummandini. He got beat 3-0 by the orcs and then was saying, I can't fight bash teams all every week. I'm done. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, that division had a bit of everything. That was not a bash. If you want a bash division, you want to come in, I'll swap you. Come in this one, I'll go in that one, not a problem. I'll pay the Orcs a visit, but nah, I won't have it. So it's a shame when that happens, especially at the beginning of the season. I've always had the mentality that if I agree to do something, I stick it out, because obviously admins and all them, they work hard to get all these player pools ready, and then just to tap out after 1 week. And the thing was, he didn't even lose any players. I think he lost an MNG, and that was it. So, it's not like your team... Right? Yeah, so he just lost again 3-0. And in that division, what really well suited him, he could have easily got in the top 2. So I was really disappointed by it. And the excuse of all that, it being a bash... that's not bash. That's pillow fighting player pool, that. Don't give me that rubbish. But it is what it is, anyway. I'll get off my high horse. We were like that's more like a proper Bernie stream, and if we go into that thing. Right, let's get on with it then. So we've already had 1 week already, and so this is interesting because there was a couple of big results in this. What I want to talk about, but we'll go through them as we do. We'll start off with Los Pumas. Now, this is their last season before they retire. Yep. So obviously Los Pumas is coached by Disco Devo. The arena is called the Graveyard. He's got the Squeak Sandwich Kiosk. His sponsor is Budweiser, so he likes dwarf beer, so, give him a nod to that. And they have played 202 games. And they are the longest running MML team until they retire. They also were Season 4 champions. His primary focus has been, he's basically enjoying it, bringing history and developing his great players. To be fair to him, he's had some really good players. Rain Advar, 108 appearances, first player to retire from the Pumas, and quite a lot of people know Rain Advar. And in his honour, the number 3 jersey was retired. What I thought was quite nice. So obviously, and as you can see, there's nobody wearing the number 3 jersey. Conor McGregor was his natural one-turner. He delivered his team the pro title in Season 4. I think he scored 2 touchdowns in that game. And obviously, we all know about Lazy Smith, who was a record holder for SPP of any player in the MML ever of 525. Grease Up Death Girl was close to that until Bays maliciously fouled it to death in the playoffs. And I don't think I've mentioned that for at least a couple of weeks. So I thought I'd better remind people. Also, it's on my YouTube channel under highlights, where me and NTB go into great depth saying, surely he's not going to foul Grease of Death Guy because it's not in the spirit of the MML. But obviously, Bear's like, screw this, I'm a Canadian. Haha, you think we're happy? I'm not really. And killed it, merciless. So yeah, so that was fun as well. So the Pumas, they got off to a bad start. I mean, I was pretty like tearing my hair out because I got suckered into backing them for a draw. It was a great game though, 4-3 against the hot dice of NTB and Rodentia ad nauseum. So a great game there. And you know, one thing you got to say is the Pumas. I mean, it takes a special kind of love to go through all them seasons with the same team. And Los Pumas have had so many broken players, have had so many great players as well. And, you know, I've got to give him full credit for lasting as much as he's done, because I couldn't do it with Dwarfageddon. I think it lasted maybe, 4 seasons with him before I was bored. And as you know, in Blitz, I like swap my franchise as much as I swap my dresses every couple of weeks. So, you know, it is what it is. So, I just got great respect for him, to be honest.
I have to say, with that match this week, I was just about to broadcast a match, and I kind of tuned in, and I had Rodentia ad nauseum down for 3-1, and it was late in the game. It was like turn 10, turn 11 kind of thing, and it was 3-1, and I was like, great, looks like my Goblin Gambling's coming in. And then I saw the result. It was like 4-3. I was like, how on earth did they manage to get another 3 scores in those final 6 turns? Just like, wow.
Well, the rest have got a 1-turner, so it's point and click, obviously, for that.
Yeah.
So obviously, you know, I'd imagine the Pumas scored, they 1-click scored, then Pumas scored again 4-3. So easy done, I guess. But yeah, I get where you're coming from. But I mean, when you look at the team, you know, there's not much of it, is there? And I've noticed the Ogre's gone.
Yeah.
Did the Ogre die?
Gone.
What happened to the Ogre?
I think he got hurt, and he
Larry
took him out of circulation.
Oh.
And as Davo said, why he'd retire in the Pumas after all this time? I mean, they are looking back to bare bones at the moment. I mean, there's some good players there, but with Jekyll Adver looks like he's kind of the man to enforce things, but they are looking quite stripped back at the moment.
Yeah, the Adver genes are strong. Obviously, Rain Adver being one of the best players ever to don the Pumas, and obviously had the number 3 shirt, obviously retired in his honour. But yeah, Jekyll Adver is the new Adver on the block, and he's probably their best player. But the thing is, I mean, the Pumas are always competitive, even when the team's like this. I mean, losing Larry, though, Larry was always one of the big names in the team, and obviously he was a heartbeat, bringing all that strength, and eventually it's a shame to see he's gone. You know, but I don't know. I mean, losing your first game. I mean, that's one of the biggest rivals, obviously, in MML. The Pumas against the Nauseum. So it's good when you have like 2 long-term teams going at it as they do, and they both have a lot of fun going against each other. But the Pumas just couldn't get it done, unfortunately. But you know, 4-3 was a close game. I got it wrong. I went for 2-2 in the GG, so I was never getting that, was I? But what do you think of the team? Do you want to say anything about it, or? Yeah,
this is their farewell tour, so you know it's all I'm sure they're gonna get accolades in every city they go through, but I guess it was probably just time, right? They've been around for what, like 20 some seasons, right? 26 seasons or something. Yeah. So it's probably just time to put them in the glass case and maybe revisit them another day. But I think it's time for Dave. Dave probably wants a new challenge.
Yeah, I mean that's it, isn't it? It's like if any team deserves a rest, it's the Pumas. They've tried their best, and I think I'm not sure if he's retiring them because obviously real life's getting a bit hectic or something. But either way, they will be missed. Jock, do you want to say anything about the Pumas or anything? Or?
No, obviously not been around long enough, but a hat tip to any man that can play the same team for 20-odd seasons. That's quite special.
Yes.
So I think, happy congratulations to him on the farewell tour. Will he get much out of this season other than, as you say, the plaudits are, Mark, as he visits from town to town? That's right. interesting that he got a 4-3 against NTB. I mean, he's obviously a great coach, but I think the team is kind of a stripped back version of its former glory days. So I think it'll be a case Davo's probably looking at the plans for a new fresh outlook of going forward in MML, and I think he's earned one, if you will, if such a thing is to be earned, having played all these seasons. So.
Yeah. Like I said, they always seem to punch above the weight. I mean, they've lost a lot of players of late, but yeah, if any team, like I say, if any team deserves to have a rest, it's them. So good luck for him for the rest of the season. Is farewell tour. Let's go on to Redentia ad nauseum. Then another one of these long franchises. Let me just see what I've got about these bad boys, if I can bloody remember. Oh, yes, we've spoke about them. Let's have a look. There we go. Right, Redentia ad nauseum then. They are coached by two-time MML Pro Champion NTB/99, and also won the Blitz title as well. The guy knows what he's doing. Arena is Pit of Pestilence. No sponsor, though, and they have played 175 games. So a lot of games. Now, when people ask, I mean, I couldn't really find much about the story on them, but what I always think about when someone says to me Redentia ad nauseum, obviously apart from the titles, is Hantavirus. Obviously, Hantavirus is the most famous gut runner to ever grace Redentia ad nauseum. In my humble opinion, he got broke, he got niggled, he got all sorts of things. Everyone tried to kill him. People would fire lightning bolts at him to try and kill him. And the sad thing is, he never won a title. They won 2 titles, but they won them after he'd retired. He then went over to playing Blitz. Obviously, I signed him to play for the Mystic Fall Timberwolves, I want to say. I think maybe Yorkshire Phoenix before then, I think. And he double won in the final, famously. So he never won a Blitz title either so far. So yeah, he's sort of missed out on everything. And there's a nice story, what I'd recommend people to watch if they're interested in stories, where they have an interview with Ziz Sprint Dash, the new kid on the block, the superstar who's obviously won titles, and basically the interview was saying, look, are you better than Hantavirus and stuff like that? And then obviously Hantavirus gate correctors the interview, and obviously Ziz is scared stiff of him, and it looks like Han's got to kill the bloody interviewer, but then obviously the Mystic Fall Timberwolves case warriors come and grab him and take him back to the Mystic Fall Timberwolves. I bet he wish he never went back there. But yeah, I mean, like I said, it was... there's some good stories, I'm sure. I just have a struggle trying to find them on the website, unfortunately. But
well, there is one about Hantavirus, actually. He actually came back and gave the eulogy at the funeral for Stephen Ratthing.
Oh, did he? One.
Yes, he actually came back and read the eulogy and kind of went into a tirade about being the best in the eulogy. And then his mic cut out, or they turned it off, one or the other. Yeah, so he was ranting and raving about who was the best. So obviously Han was. So
obviously.
Yes, and he's. But yeah, so they were all saying goodbye, and Steven's currently on his way back to.
Yeah. I mean,
his hometown. Yeah.
It's like I say.
Snitchburg.
He's sort of like. He did a really good job, and this is what I say, when you have long franchises like this, and obviously Han, he was such a character. And like I said, NCB deserves a lot of credit for bringing these characters through, especially Hantavirus. And like I said, when Hantavirus came to Blitz, I wanted him because of the story, the fluff, and everything about this guy. This guy was a bad son of a bitch. Everyone knew about him. Everybody wanted to try and kill him. Even we tried to kill him. We're like, you know what? It's going to be so much fun if we can get him, because everyone's going to try and kill him. They'll forget about the game plan, just say kill Han. And the amount of people who bought lightning bolts and stuff like that just to blast Han. And he never died. That was a beautiful thing about Han. He took fouls, he took beatings, and he just got back up. You know.
He still has. He still does.
Everybody else in the Timberwolves is getting killed, stat down, broken. And Han's just like, well, I'm the only guy left. He is literally the only superstar left without a scratch.
Yeah.
And
even the big bad Chorfs took hurts. Yeah.
Yeah, so they're all dying, breaking, and then obviously the Bulls breaking, and the Han's just like, look, he's such a clever player. He seems to get away with murder just about. But They've got this sprint dash now, these one-turners. I'm glad this is good. I'm really happy that one-turners in Blood Bowl 3 are going away. I really hate one-turners. No skill involved with one-turners. I'm not having a go at NTB, I'm just about in general. So before he starts having a go at me saying that, I just don't think anything what point and clicks, to me, shouldn't be allowed. And you've got to be able to push or, do some sort of thing to try and get it done. Because that's more frustrating than dominating a drive for 7-8 turns. I think so. Yep. Oh, that was nice. And then point click. As long as I don't roll any ones, I score. Oh, yep. that was fun. That's a lot of fun. And obviously, being a Agility 5 leaping, even if you put a line across it, just leave someone a 2+. So it is what it is. But ATB is fantastic the way he gets it done. Beershane Hanny's OP. Yeah, he is, but he's never won a title. The only reason I would go to a franchise, what wasn't the Necro Police now, would be to win Han the title. But then I'd have to be guaranteed to get him. But I probably wouldn't, because everybody wants Hantavirus. I don't care what anyone says. If Hantavirus is on the board in the draft, he'll go. Because it's
Am I right in remembering that Hantavirus is currently in the hands of young Matt Dubb at the Chancers?
No, he's with Bezo. He's basically...
Was he with Bezo?
Yeah, Dragoon, right?
Yeah, Dragoon, he's killed that team, hasn't he? Killed the Timberwolves.
Yeah, I was going to say, but Timberwolves have gone downhill quite markedly. I watched last week's match and I was like, oh God, they're all dying. Like, if Hantavirus gets out of this season alive, I'll be impressed.
It'd be a miracle. Yeah, it'd be a miracle because, like, the Timberwolves have never been the same since a certain GM walked away from them. That's all I'm going to say. All I'm going to say.
And Dragoon, now it all falls on Dragoon. It's all his fault.
It is his fault, isn't it? It's all his fault. Of course it's his fault. He's the one who's controlling him. It's the same with Jimmy Mac complaining about Dodge Viper. Well, obviously, me and Dodge Viper, the thing with me and Dodge Viper, we'd go, we'd play, we'd talk, we were friends. I met his wife, we met man. After the game, we'd go to Hooters, buy a few drinks, have a good time, maybe he'd be with some of the girls. Next week, rinse and repeat, and that's just the way he likes it. When he's at Jimmy's place,
maybe on one of those pub tours, he turned an ankle after drinking too much. And
he just misses his old coach.
That wasn't disclosed.
He misses it. That's what it is.
Dodge Viper feels a bit like, say, Paul Gascoigne, Gaza, where he's kind of sold on, and his best years are behind him, and the new team's expecting the same old magic, and it's just like, maybe he's just getting on a bit,
Well, maybe he just misses his coach. That's what I think.
I mean, maybe there's some psychological trauma because Dodge Viper. I killed Dodge Viper in the pre-season friendlies, where it was just a kind of pretend bullet to the head, where he kind of was able to magically revive. So maybe that kind of like shook him up inside.
You see, do you want me to say? I mean, we shouldn't really talk about Bliss, but I'm going to tell you both a secret, but don't tell Jimmy, right? When Dodge Viper was signed, right, he was so happy to be playing for the Mac, but he thought he was signed for our Mac. So when he found out it was Jimmy Mac, he was like, I didn't want to go to Well, I wanted to go to the best Mac, brother. My agent told me our Mac, so obviously he's been in a mood because they lied to him. Jimmy said he was our Mac when he wasn't. He was Jimmy Mac. So he thought he'd signed for our Mac when quite clearly he hadn't. So Jimmy had lied to him and used our Mac's name, and that's why he's pulled the strop. That is the real reason. I didn't want to say it, but he's blaming me for it, so I have to tell him.
Well,
that does not surprise me because Jimmy would have done anything to sign Dodge Viper.
Yep. So that's it. That's the story. That's the story. Basically, it was like, hey, man, I'm Armac, the second coolest Mac brother. Come and play for me. It was like, oh, no, you're the best one. I like you. I'll sound for you. And obviously, when he was like, this will look like, and then Jimmy, I didn't sound for you, goes, haha, surprise. And he wasn't very happy about it. Yeah, so that's it. Anyway,
it's just the kind of underhanded stuff that Jimmy Mac pulls too, by the way.
But I just want to tell you guys here while he's not here. Anyway, the other thing about Redemption Ad Nauseam is the other part of fluff, where I've probably taken it more to heart than Serious Jest himself. Serious Jest had Steve. I get this wrong all the time. He had Shawn Michaels. He was a werewolf with Mighty Blow Pile on. He absolutely terrorized the MML. And NTB's rats, while he was on the floor, they all got round him and kicked him to death. Like a dirty rat. Just fouled him to death. It was a loader, I think, what killed him. And he was dead. And obviously, I took that more personal, I think, than Justy did. So obviously, I've been hunting the Redemption Ad Nauseam trying to find out who killed him, and I got him with the Plagueman and Cowboys. We sort of felt like we'd got revenge because I think he won it that season. Redemption won the title that season. Their only defeat came to me with my Plagueman and Cowboys, and we went round trying to kill every Lano we could because we knew one of them had killed Shawn Michaels. But obviously, I had Shawn Michaels' brother in Steve Michaels, and obviously, if you know in Blitz, the Michaels bloodline, it's a very famous bloodline. You might have even heard of Cody Michaels, maybe. You might have heard of that little pup. He's just making his way. So the Michaels line is very, very strong. And that started with, obviously, the fluff and the story with Steve Michaels. And this is what I say, you know, the MML trying to get, obviously, the stories and everything in there. And I know that's not everybody's cup of tea, but when you spin it like that on players, I think the players, people can, like, latch onto it. And, like, obviously, with that Chris of the Black Hawk from, obviously, Rock of Revelation, he's got this fluff and story, and everyone's like, oh, yeah, look, there's a hit list on him. So everyone's trying to kill him now. What might not be the MML line, but everybody's buying into it. So, you know, there's all these sort of stories, like I said. I must drive NTB mad when I go on about, you know, when I play him, it's like, you know, rest in peace, remember Shawn Michaels. And it's like, it wasn't even your bloody player. Why do we keep going on about it? Jesty's moved on, but you haven't. Why? Because you killed my... But one of my bodyguards is obviously, like, say, Steve Michaels, what was Shawn Michaels' brother. You killed my best friend's brother. Of course I'm going to, you know... And that's what I say, all the fluff and everything. And like I say, NTB should be applauded by everything he's done regarding fluff and everything as well. And did I actually mention to you, when Bays horribly fouled to death, greased up deaf guy, that my co-announcer for that stream was NTB? So me and him was talking about it, saying, oh, you know, Bays ain't got a foul, grease up deaf guy. It's not in the MML way and killed him. It was me and NTB who talked about that. And if you haven't seen it, it's on my highlight stream on my YouTube channel. I don't think I've mentioned that at all this show. But you know, it's just you know, it's just. And as much as people talk about Grease Up Death Guy, to me, the Shawn Michaels death was worse. It was harder for me to take. And yeah, every time I play NTB, we like to remind him. We still remember. Oh, Bays, we've already done it. That's twice so far. We're going for the hat trick, mate. We're going for the hat trick. So yeah, but you know, I just love it, and I didn't even foul week one. Well, you didn't need to. That was an impressive win, though, mate. I sort of tipped that, but it wasn't on the GG, so I feel a bit robbed about that. But it is what it is. That's a big win for you. I expected to beat the I can't remember the name now. That's really good. What's Jess's team name? The Necromantics. Yeah, that team. So you can tell I'm getting old. I only played them last week. I fucking remember the name. So yeah. So anyway, Redentia ad nauseum. Jock, do you want to say anything about Redentia before we move on? Good win for them, 4-3, and with a 110 who's out this week. He's out this week. The 110.
Yeah, 110's gone. But then he still has a strength 3 movement 9 gutter runner that can get it done, I'm sure. I mean, obviously no natural 1-turner. And obviously running an awful lot of loners, but God, those vermin are vicious, aren't they? I had a cladder match earlier today with a Mighty Blow Claw vermin battle. God, they should just die. So, you know, even although this team is down 1-turner and the running, you know, how many? 1, 2, 3, 4, like 5, 6, 7. 4 loners. You know, I still think this is an awesome team. You know, and NTB is a class coach, and I see no reason why he shouldn't roll over the rookies.
Yeah, I mean,
particularly with that claw.
The thing with Rats is Rats play really well with loads of inducements. They don't need many good plays to, you know, they get a wizard and they just get, they're like Widows, you go bang bang pretty quickly and just be 2-0 up before you even move. So, you know, I mean, obviously they've won the championship twice. They're 3-time ball winners as well. So this team knows what they're doing. They only need a couple of plays. I'm interested to see what Roly Poly has got. Has he got claw? That's what I want to know.
We're on that level up.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of people leave the level ups till the end. I mean, he's probably going to turn around and say, well, I don't know what I'm going to take. That's usually what people say, but I don't know. I just think it's a bit kidology myself. So, I don't know.
That would be nasty if he got claw.
If it was a pair of claw guys.
Yeah. It would be nice, wouldn't it, if he could get a claw there, but Yeah, I'm a big fan of Rodentia, and I hope they do really, really well. Hi, evening DeMarco as well, and DeMarco is just coming to chat, and we're just about to talk about the how am we going to pronounce this? The Nagareth Ravens. Nagareth Ravens. Nagar! We're pirates! We're pirates! Nagar! The Nagar Ravens! Can't you call Baltimore Ravens? It'd have been a lot bloody easier. Nagar Ravens. Nagar.
That's Jock's elves or the pirates.
Yeah, my elves are the pirates, fella.
I've got some about these though. Nagareth is what I'm going with. I don't know. That could be right. It sounds good to me. The Nagareth Ravens, coached by DeMarco Arena, Fortress of Anlek, sponsor is the Spike magazine. 44 games played. What's not bad for a normal team. And basically, the Ravens are an elite team of Shadow Warriors. Since the destruction of their lands, they have been a toothless and nomadic people or tribe. The Ravens continue to fight the Dark Elves because obviously the Dark Elves are like in the Warhammer world, the Warhammer Fantasy. Obviously, the High Elves and the Dark Elves are like basically hate each other. Bit like I don't know, Everton versus Liverpool in the football, I guess. Real Madrid and Barcelona. New York Jets, New York Giants. I'm trying to think of other ones what people might know. And basically, the Ravens continue to fight the Dark Elves on and off the pitch. Rumours of Dark Elves, aka the Druichi, joined the MML have surfaced, so they've joined the MML to take on the Dark Elf teams of the MML and give them a good whooping, basically. And they just basically don't like High Elves, so I ain't got a problem with that. And obviously, got off to a great start against the current champions with a 2-2 draw. Got a lot of time for DeMarco. Obviously, plays Blitz as well. Some decent plays in there. He's got a point-and-click one-turner as well. Boo, hiss, boo. But again, he's got a nice leaping blitzer there. He's got a nice throw again developed there. It's just a nice little team. The problem with elves, as I think, is they're just so expensive. They're really expensive. And the TV can go sky high pretty quickly. But the guy knows how to play the team. I think they're doing really, really well. I love the story. I like the way that the High Elves are hunting like they do against the Dark Elves, obviously, because of the Shadow Warriors. We're disgraced. We're disgraced, bit like, the Samurai were disgraced, and obviously, but the Elves just weren't man enough to kill themselves. But, it's what it is, isn't it? The High Elves would expect. But yeah, I like the idea that the High Elves are looking for vengeance on the Dark Elves, because obviously the Dark Elves have given all this suffering to the beautiful lands of Ulthuan and Anlek and everything else. So I like the story, I like the feel of it. I like to say the team's not bad. I mean, he's got his obviously Blitzer with Mighty Blow and Frenzy, what's beautiful, needs Drugs next if he can get another double. And then obviously he's got his Catcher as a one-turner. So he's got players, and he's got a lot of wiggle room in the TV cap as well, so I presume against a lot of teams he'll be able to get a wizard or stuff like that, what'll help. So, and I think obviously a great draw first up as well, so he's got a chance to obviously make the playoffs. Mac, what do you think? Do you want to add anything to the good old High Elves of Nagari?
Yes, I'm a big fan of this team. Been watching them play for, these last 2 seasons, and he's they just they're surprisingly resilient as well, even with their 3 catchers, and now their 1 lineman he got a little banged up, but they seem to keep their players on the field, and that really gives them, you can't remove the elves, you can't beat them. It's too bad there's no dark elves in this division. Yeah, too bad there's no dark elves in this division. That would have made for a nice game. A lot of hype.
It would have been. I mean, is there any Dark Elves still left apart from the Dynamos? Is Dynamos the only Dark Elf team left now? Because I know Thingy left.
Well, they may be now.
Was still Mandini when he Dark Elves?
Yeah, he was Dark Elves. I'm just having a quick look now.
Yeah.
Dynamos. Yeah, there's only 2 sets of Dark Elves, so I am the last Dark Elf.
Oh, so the Ravens are doing pretty well considering, they haven't hit anyone yet. So, they're, I just think, like you say, he's got the leader on the thrower there, so he's got 3 rerolls. I mean, they say he's got the point-and-click one-turner. A lot of times he's going to get a wizard, what's going to be dangerous as well. He's got good plays. He's got a leaper as well with strip ball. He's not got loads of key plays, but each key player does a job on that team, and each key player can win him the game. And like I said, a brilliant result first up with a 2-2 draw against the current champion. And that's the first points the current champion has dropped for a very long time. So very well done.
Yeah,
to the Ravens,
no perfect score. I mean, I find this one quite an interesting one because I remember watching the Marco's team last season, and it kept losing people. So I'm actually, in some ways, a bit surprised that the team's looking as nice as it is. And I'm sort of sitting here thinking, ooh, I maybe could have backed these guys for the title, because actually I think they're a delightful team.
Yeah, I think they've definitely got a chance. I mean, this is a tough division, but they've certainly got a chance. And obviously with the Bulls dropping points to the Bone Isle Rotters as well, that sort of helps the Ravens out as well. It is a tough division, but I'm impressed the way DeMarco plays. I think he's a very good coach, and the team knows what it's doing. Like I say, against some of these teams, he'll get some inducements against. So he'll be able to get the Wizard and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Not necessarily, I think, because he's got 2 loaners to add onto that. So his TV is 1,800.
Oh, of course, yeah.
So actually, he's quite high.
Oh, well, that's just scratch that then. He's going to have to do it without him. But yeah,
he's going to have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Yeah. But I still think they're going to be there or thereabouts. Good coach, good team. Got the tools to get the ball loose. Got the tools to score quick. Yeah, I like him. I like him a lot.
Yeah,
right.
They beat the runners-up last year. Right, in the regular season, they beat the Bulls in the regular season last season.
Yeah, they've certainly got. They might cut on both schools and force his opponent to do the same. Yeah. So yeah, I thought that was a fair result. So yeah, I mean, Jock, do you have anything else to say about the Ravens before we move on?
No, I'm going to delight in watching them. Again, they were this match against the Reekers was another one. Turn 10, War Dancer jumps in, goes uphill, gets a skull, injures himself, it's 0-0, and then I find out the result's 2-2 at the end of it. I mean, again, obviously he's got his 1 point, one turn, 1 point and click, but man, they must have elfed pretty fast for those last 6 turns.
Yeah, it's funny, but that's what Elves can do, can't they? Elves can just takes 1 turn to get the ball and send it the other way.
That's why we hate them.
Yeah, basically, yeah. They can have 4 or 5 players on the pitch and they can still win. That's the thing. And then they go on about Dwarfs being easy mode, and this is what I say. It gets me every time.
Yeah. You never see Dwarfs winning with 5 players.
No, never.
Right.
Do you ever see Dwarfs with 5 players? Period.
Yes, I have. Yeah. I have. Yes, it's called Claw, Mighty Bull, and Pommen, and all that. Yes,
that's right.
Yes, but hey, it is what it is. So let's go on to the Doom Peak Bulls then. Obviously, Guidley beating finalists last season to Zerples. What we got about them. So obviously, Doom Peak Bulls, coached by Guidley. I think he's won the title 5 times already, but not with a slow team. He's won it with fast teams, not with a slow team. His arena's called No Man's Land. He's got a security gate. His sponsor, he hasn't got one. 42 games played with his team. I've just wrote down here, Guidley's more known for the faster races like Elves and Rataway, he's won titles with. But he started off with a solid start with his Chorfs, being finalist last season. Obviously to Zerples, no shame there. The story is again hard to find, but obviously April O'Neil, aka from the Turtles, was trying to get an interview. Finally got an interview, trying to find out what had happened, because apparently the Doom Peak Tunnelers, who used to play in Blitz and had won the title, they disappeared, and apparently an earthquake destroyed the stadium. Because apparently the stadium was sitting on an active volcano, but apparently it was told that his former colleague Sneaky had cut corners with the building, made a shoddy job of it, and that's why he collapsed there. Called Sneaky Backstabber. Who would you really trust a guy called Sneaky Backstabber to build your stadium? And no, I bloody wouldn't. They're basically, it's all a bit hush-hush. People say it might be an inside job. They're blaming the volcano. And that's basically all I've got on them. But obviously now they've left Blitz, and now they're coming to play in the pros, and obviously there's certain players who've gone from there and now trying to win a title. Like I said, there was a lucky last season not to win one. They came up against a very good Wood Elf team. But they're back again. People are picking them again to win it this season. They're going to go one better. I saw the game against the Badgers, and man, did Badgers run through that team. Jesus, Badger doing what Badger does. No one bats an eyelid when Badger does it, though. I wish I could do that. Nobody He killed 2, 3, just went slap dead, broke a few others. MNG claw piece, MNG bloody slab backstab. I think he got broken. Gringo got broken. A couple of deaths. Nobody batted an eyelid. Not bitter at all or jealous. Anyway, great draw for the Badgers. Great draw for the Badgers. I didn't see that coming. Did not see that coming.
No.
And
yeah, for me,
you know. Go on, Joe.
Carry on. I was about to say, for me, result of the week.
Yeah, probably there's some good results, and I think that was one of the most crazier ones. I think Gardley did really well to get the draw. I think, by the time he was coming, and he almost pulled off the 1-0 win. So he showed how classy of a player he is. But his team just got ran over, big time. And that's what Badger can do. I mean, I played him last season, and he just ran over my team. He just has a knack of pulling this out the bag, and Badger's got some big results against some of the bigger coaches. I remember him costing Hawk, I think, twice to get to the playoffs. And obviously, he's a former pro MML champion as well. So when Badger turns on, he can turn it on. And like I say, that was a big result for them. And obviously, Doom Peak Bulls now play against the Galadriel Rika's Airpools team. And now I've tipped Airpools to win this 2-1. No pressure, Airpools, but I expect a 2-1 victory for my GG. And if Airpools can beat the Doom Peak Bulls, that will put the Bulls in a hole after 2 weeks. And like this is the beauty of Bloodbowl, they got to the final. People expect them to get there again, or expect them to turn around and win it. I know Thunden, as countless times said, Gaz will win it with the Doom Peak Bulls, but you've still got to deliver. You might look good on paper, you might have the trophies and all that. I get that, but you still got to turn up and get it done. And like I said, there wasn't really much what Gary did wrong in that game. The cast dice were just so one way, and he just didn't really have many players left. But he still almost got a draw, so kudos on that. Jock, what do you want to talk about this team? What do you think about this team? Can they get back to the final, or can they win it?
Oh, the $1 million question. I mean, I think you kind of pointed out. I mean, they're going to have a loner against the Reekers next week. They were turned over by the Reekers in the final, and obviously some of the dice was, didn't do too much of a favour in the finals. But I'm struggling to see how he gets a result this week. Like you, I've gone for a 2-1 for Zerps to turn over Gardley. I mean, he's obviously one of the best coaches, if not the best in MML. So you write him off at your peril. But if you're 0-1-1 at week 2, and you've got other teams that are kind of getting results, his future playoff progression is no longer necessarily in his hands. He is starting to get into the realms of relying on other results and other coaches to drop points. For him to kind of make it back. So I wouldn't write him off, but I wouldn't say the destiny of the playoffs, never mind the title, is in his own hands at this stage. I mean, obviously, I could be wrong, and he could surprise us all against Zerps, but I think losing that claw piece is going to be key.
Yeah. I don't know if it'd be key in the fact that he's against Davy Sevens, but the thing is, one thing what is key is they are playing at the Doom Peaks ground, so there's no free wizards. And obviously, the free wizard really helped the Reekers last season. Gave themselves some big wins. So they haven't got that. But the Bulls, I think, might have enough to get a wizard if they wish. The other point I want to make is one about how big of a game it is for the Doom Peak Bulls. But what we've got to remember is the Reekers only drew their first game as well. So if the Reekers were to lose as well, then they would be on a 0-1-1 as well, the champions. And as we saw last time when Blood of Amber, who was the champions and was expecting to win it again or go close, and then they got to a horrible start, didn't lose in the first 3, and then they ran away to the American League, and less said about that the better. Maybe the same is going to happen here. It's a massive game for both these games. I think a draw isn't terrible for them, but if one of them two teams was to lose it, then both teams are going to come back from that. But it just makes it a lot tougher. And it depends, obviously, on the other results as well. Because if Rudentia wins again, that means they're 6 points already, and they've got a big head start on everybody else. So, yeah, I think that's probably one of the best games of the week, and I can't wait for it. I really can't. Armac, anything you want to say about the 5-time champion, Gadley, and his Doom Peak Bulls?
Yeah, I think that I actually think they're going to tie this week.
Yeah, possible.
I think that the Bulls are going to get a wizard, and I think that's going to keep it. I think that's going to keep it to a 1-1 game.
Yeah.
And but all I can say for Gerd is you have to stop naming guys Roy Hellspit, because you name him Roy Hellspit, he's got the mark of death on him if you name him Roy Hellspit, because we're up to the third now, and he died, but I think he appoed him. I think Badger killed him again.
Yeah, someone died on 10-16, and obviously the Appo saved him. It could have been him. I don't know. I can't really remember now. But...
I think it was him. And but I mean, Badger, he's got two nasty wolves, and apparently they were in full bloom for that first game. Yeah. So I don't. Yeah, I think they're going to be. I think they're both going to be 2-0 after this, and which is still going to put them. Yeah, with some ground to make up. So, I don't know if Gerd's gonna. This is a tough division, and I don't know if he's gonna make it back to the. I don't know if he's gonna make it back to the playoffs this year. To be honest with you, it's a tough division.
It's a tough division, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Right, let's go on to the Midwood Isle Mongooses, who had a great season last season. They made the playoffs yet again. Obviously going down to the Orkageddon, but again a great season. Now, they got off to a good start with a 2-0 win against Dio's team. Dio, can you please stop saving your dice to kick my ass every time we play? Can you start using them good dice against everybody else instead? Getting annoying now. Save them for me, don't you? But Judge Bees is out this week. The Strength 5 guy is out. He will not suit up this week, unfortunately. Now, I'm going to get in trouble here. I've got no story for the Midwood Isle Mongooses at all. Nothing. Nada. So my point is turning.
I don't think I could find it. I only found from like last season. I don't think I found anything for this season.
No, I've got nothing. Nada. So obviously it's coached by Tony. The arena is the Midwood Mega Bowl. They have no sponsors and they play 30 games. They have made the playoffs for the last 2 seasons. Very competitive team. Great to see Kislev team do very well. The star of the show obviously is Judge Beers. Give Tony shit. Why? Why am I giving him shit for? I don't know.
I am the law. Judge Beers says, give Tony shit.
So, like I say, he loves his bear. His bear is great. Francisco Chambi. And obviously Stevie Justice. Crazy like that. Some of these names are great. Alexei Dioski. I love that guy. Fluff. Yeah, I mean, there was a story, but it was on the thing. When I looked at it, I didn't really know how to like talk about that. If you ever look at the one he's got in, and then I looked through the stories and I couldn't find any. I don't know why. Yeah. I just suck at technology. So it's the only team I've not got a story for, and I know he's going to tell me off, but I just couldn't get it done. And Armac didn't get now either, so
I couldn't find one either.
So we can only go by what we did. And like I said, I did ask people to send me stuff about the teams, and if they did, I'd read that out like a few teams have done, and I've done that. But nobody really helped me on that score either, so I've just got what I've got. So all I can do is talk about the team. Obviously, Bernie's not there anymore, so he got me killed. So I should curse him for the rest of the time. Not bitter at all. But nobody said about that, did they, when they killed me? Yeah, but I didn't bring anyone up in arms. But yeah, I mean, like I said, Judge Bays is the guy. Is a super duper superstar, and there's some really good players in this. And like I say, I like. I just love the way he plays the Kislev. Like I said, I hate playing against Kislev because your ball's never safe, especially when you got a bloody strength 5 guy coming in going, "Hey, I'm going to get the ball if you don't mind." I mean, even though when I've got like a strength 4 ball carrier and I've got guard, I still wasn't confident because I've got all these leaping things, and then he can leap a guard piece in there as well. And it was like you just can't keep the ball safe from him. Like I say, he's only at the moment 1660, so whoever he plays this week is, he might even get some inducements. But again, this is a team I expect to be there or thereabouts. Obviously, he's a great coach, great guy, love him to bits. Obviously he's got a bit of obsession with Max Stallion. I know he's got a pin up of Max Stallion on his wall, but let's not go there. But it is what it is. I
expect, as long as it's not on the wall in his bathroom, we're all right.
No, but I got to go into it anymore. But Not much left to be desired, that's all I'm going to say, in his bedroom. But yeah, I mean, like I say, they're very competitive. He's a great coach. I expect him to be very, very close. Bees, you better win that, mate. That was my bold prediction. You beat the bloody Alps. That was a great result. Now, beat them. And also, while we're at it, there's another bold prediction who said that the Wolf would not survive till he got retired. I killed it last week. Somehow it regened, so it's your turn. You like killing legend players. You know how to kill them, Beers. You stamp on them. That's what you do. You're good at it. I remember, though, I mean, everyone talks about Grease with Death Guy. We do it on jest. We're only having to mess about with him. But he did kill that nasty gut runner of, I don't know what his name is. Maybe Beers might know. Gerdley's Oops Streak Flame. He's had this gut runner at Claw, Mighty Blow, Pom, Parlon. It was horrible. It was horrible. It moved mad. It killed everything. And he killed it. And this was the same run after he'd killed Grease Up Death Guy. And he killed it. And I think everyone was like, yes! Because usually you don't shave someone dies, but it terrorized everybody. And the Apo came out and it saved him. And everyone's like, oh. So Bear's like, oh, no problem, I'll just kill it again. And he killed him again. Killed him twice in one game, yeah. And that rat had terrorized the MML for a long time. It was nasty. And Biz saved Biz.
That's a hell of a rat.
Biz, everyone thanked Biz on that one. But that'll be a good game, that Biz. I can't wait for that one. Anyone want to call the game when you guys are done? I don't know. Armac, do you want to call that game? I know Jock's got to go and pick his wifey up, so he won't be able to do it. And I'm not sure if I can because I did promise the missus after this I'd go and play Grounded, an Xbox game.
No.
Don't give me shit to play on the Xbox. Go on.
Yeah, right. Who's play? Oh, is that Beers and Jesty?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me. I'll check with the missus, but yeah, I would like to.
That'd be a good game.
Sure.
I'd like you to as well because I can watch that and play the game as a happy wife, happy game of Bloodbowl. Yes, Beers. That's what we're talking about. Yeah. Oh, Jesty's here as well. Yes.
I'm going to have to plug in my iPhone into the car and play Armac, the voice of MML's commentary through the car radio. So you'll need to be quite descriptive of what's going on because it'll be like listening to Blood Bowl on the radio.
I'm going to have to do an actual, like an actual, right, if you're watching the game, like listen to it on the radio, like so.
You're gonna have the radio transmission in my car, but
Glumtusk moves to his left. Yeah, right.
And all I want to hear you say is, and Glumtusk has died again.
Glumtusk has died. Yes, again.
So basically, what you got to do is, obviously Glumtusk scores from 50 yards out, you go to the 50, to the 40, to the 30, to the 20. They're not gonna catch him. You know.
Yeah.
Oh my God, he fell over in the end zone. Holy shit! There he goes again.
They can't catch him. That's right. Yep.
He's taking it to the house, y'all. But Jesse, I love that. Right. Anyway, talking about one necromancer to another, the Bone Idol Rotters. Yes. Wow. Yes. What a first game they had. Amazing. And the story is quite good. Right? You'll like this because this sort of ties into what happened in week 1. The Bone Idol Rotters, the arena is the graveyard, and they are coached by Big Badger 01. And his sponsor is McMurtry's, so obviously they eat that dodgy shit or make them stronger when they go out there. I think we all should go to McMurtry's and get all the kills. I think that's what we need to do. They played 38 games. Now, the story about this team is Badger's like, look guys, it's not working. Why are we not making the playoffs? Why are we keep getting beaten? And basically the story tells his guys, it says, look, he tells the two golems, Frank and Bob, to stop letting other teams push them around on the line of scrimmage. And the golems, and they just look at me like, what are you on about? And then, obviously, he's on about Shepard. He's like, you got this other wolf called Seek Him, a.k.a. not Shawn Michaels, a.k.a. not Steve Michaels, but he's still a good wolf. And, not Cody Michaels either. And he says, look, guys, stop messing about. You've got to hunt as a pack. Wolves are better when they're hunting a pack. So, against, obviously, the Doom Peak, we need to hunt in a pack, and that's what they did. And then he goes on about Maristalker's got to learn Karen Feeder to pick up the ball, because apparently he has a problem picking up the ball, and Karen Feeder can't throw the ball. So obviously he's taken him to the graveyard to learn to make himself a better goal. And it's probably good that he doesn't let him, because Marisol could die anytime, because goals do die. You know, and then he's telling the zombies to stop getting knocked down, and the zombies are like, yeah, but that's our job to get knocked down. He goes, nah, no, it's not. Keep on your feet. So he's really, for this season, he's telling them all to work as one. And it's like saying, look, remember, guys, there's no I in team. So he wants them all to come together. And he was on about Oswald. He's telling Oswald of Broken, obviously, to learn the understudy Ulrich and say, look, you've got to protect our flanks. You've got to learn him to protect these flanks. And Ulrich's pretty pissed off because he's like, look, I don't need this old dude telling me what I need to do, because I know what I need to do. I know what I need to do, so don't tell me what I need to do. So there's a bit of a write-off, shall we, sort of thing. So they are very happy about it. But you know, at the end of the day, it came off. You know, he told them to work as a team. The Wolves hunted in the pack. They absolutely ran over the Chorfs, and not many teams run over the Gerd outfit. And they got themselves a great draw. So obviously, the story, the team talk they had, the training they did before the start of the season has paid off already. And maybe, just maybe, this is the season the Bone-Idle Rotters get it done and make the playoffs. And we've all known how hot them dice are of the Rotters. When they get on a roll, they can beat anybody. And, you know, I was so impressed. And I was happy for him. I was happy for him because sometimes he's got on this roll but not being able to punch it in. This time round, the team worked for him and got a draw. He didn't lose anybody as well. He killed a few people. Doomseeker as though he he was Hawker's player. I know that String Cheese was a hobgoblin, and I know he killed another one. It could be Edmund post-mortem. I don't know. Someone else he killed as well, but maybe not took him. Can you hire 2 dead people after the game? I'm not sure, but String Cheese definitely was a hobgoblin. So you know. Like I say, it goes in well with the story. I'm really happy for Badger. I've been on the receiving end of Badger's laydowns. They are brutal. Absolute brutal. Jock, can we believe the hype? Is this Rotters' year? Are they going to get it done?
That is the question, because for me, the Rotters have always kind of played the role of the
spoiler,
dodgy old father-in-law who spoils the day and sort of puts the wind up a team. I mean, the team's in great shape right now. You can't write him off for getting a draw against the Doompeak Bulls. You know, he's got Tony, who's an excellent coach, but he's missing Judge Beers. And is that enough of a hindrance that the 2 Wolves can really get things going alongside Oswald? I mean, I think if those 3 collectively, and Ulrich chips in as well, he can. I mean, I look back to my match against him last season, and I escaped with a 3-2 win with about 4 elves on the pitch. I proper elfed him in turn 16, but he goes through teams like a hot knife through butter. You know, regardless of kind of positional play, he really knows how to bash.
Yeah,
and you know, you've got to say at some point it's got to happen.
Yeah. I mean, Serious Jess must pull his hair up, because obviously he's got this scary-sounding wolf called Death, who basically can't kill shit. And then you got Shep, who basically has Mighty Blow, but he's a bit of a strip baller, a bit of a sidestep, a bit of a glory boy, but he just runs through plays. It's like, yeah, you're out the way, bang, bang, bang. And you just think if Shep was on the Necromantics, maybe they could win a title. The question now is, can Shep win the Rotters a title? And like I said, the story says they've had a chat. They've put some truths on the pit. They said, this is what I want from certain parts of the team. They obviously pulled it together in week 1. Brilliant result. My only issue really is that they're very inconsistent, and can they get a result when they don't get the attrition is my first question, Armac. And the second question for you, Armac, is they're really high TV of 1890, so most teams will get a wizard against them. But do you see this be the season that the Rotters become, well, they're not rotting anymore, they're smelling the roses?
Yeah, I will say for the second question, I think yes. I think the Rotters this year make the playoffs. I think they break through. Because the one
that's
thing
a big call.
Yeah, I think they break through this year. I think this is a break. They got past the bowl, so I think was a tough game. Like, and it tied, the runners up from last year, and now I think they can build on that. Now they got Tony this week without his 5 strength lineman, so I think it's stacking up nicely for them to get off to a 1-1-0 start, and I think it's gonna be a good foundation for them to have provided he doesn't lose any key guys. I think, because the one thing I do like about this, because what's very difficult with Necro is he has 6 guard, and what's very difficult with Necro is to get a lot of guard.
Yeah.
So they just don't have but he's got these 2 zombies, very nice that when you can get block guard zombies, that's just awesome for a Necro team. So I think that they're going to give those guard teams some trouble, and with this 4 strength Wolf is just, now he doesn't have Mighty Blow, but still a 4 strength Wolf is just, God, I wish I had one.
Right.
So, that's the thing. And the other thing, like, this is Glumtusk's farewell, right? So everyone's waiting. Who's the next Wolf that's going to step up and be the next Glumtusk, right? So does Badger have that guy? Maybe he's. Maybe he starts making a name for himself this season.
I'm going to put you on the spot here. Obviously, you play Necro, as we know. Now, let's just say, for instance, your team got banned for using Diagra, right?
Yep.
If I need to explain what that does, then it's gonna be a long show. And but luckily, because you're filthy rich, or you pinched Jimmy's money, who was obviously very corrupt.
Yes,
and
corrupt.
You could coach either the Hopeless Necromantics or the Born Idol Rotters. Which team would you take?
The Necromantics.
Very quick, weren't you there? Very quick. Is that because Jess is in chat?
Yes.
Yeah.
No, I don't. Is he? I didn't know he was. If I knew he was in the chat, I would have picked the Bone Idol Rattlers. But no, I would take the just because Jesty's golems are better. They are better.
They are better. Yeah.
Flesh Golem is the antithesis of a golem. That's all the right skills, all the right. Like, he is just the guy as far as golems go. And though I do like, so whereas Jesty's whites are set up to be more of ball movers, the Rotters whites are both set up to be killers. Well, the one's working his way there, and so they're more for destroying stuff here. The Rotters and the Necromantics are more for they'll destroy some stuff, but they score. They have right. They score with the 4 agility and right. So that's the one thing that's maybe holding back the Rotters is they haven't been able to get a 4 agility guy on this team. So whereas Jesty has 2, he had 3, but 1 died, and that must have been really nice to have 3. But
just
especially on a Necro team, so it would still be the Necromantics. Now, once they lose Glumtusk, ask me that question again next season. We'll see what Jesty's team looks like after next team, after this season.
Jock, if you had the choice between the 2, which one would you go with?
To be fair, interesting. I don't think I've ever played a Mac with a Necro team, so I am no expert on Necro. Right. But I think Armac's reasoning's sound. I mean, the other thing I reflect upon when I'm looking at the Bone Idol Rotters now is that the wolves are nigh on identical. So it's kind of like he's losing a bit of diversity in those wolves that he could potentially have, and like he says around the whites difference, they're all set up to kill shit, which is great if it works. But then if it doesn't work, what do you do?
Yeah. I think. Yeah. Go on. Sorry.
I mean, if I accept the fact that Glumtusk is due to retire, I would actually go Bone Idol Rotters, because actually I think conditionally at this point in time they are in a much better state for the long term.
Fair enough. Yeah, I mean, when I look at these 2 teams, I have played Necro quite a bit, to be fair. I'm torn between the name, because obviously the Hopeless Necromantics is a household name, so I've got to decide between either taking a household name or taking the Rotters what suit my play style better. Because when you see both these teams, the Bow and Arrow Rotters kill stuff. They break stuff, where the Necromantics don't really break stuff. So I've got a rep, haven't I? I've got a rep. So I've got to make sure my rep is still intact, so I've got to kill shit. So I know if I go with the Rotters, that's going to happen. And they've got a lot of guard, as you've already said, and they've got 2 very good wolves. And obviously we know that Jesty's wolf's going to be gone. So I would go with the Bow and Arrow Rotters, just because I think their team in the long run is better built for now, because they're going to lose Glumtusk. And like I said, Oswald von Broken's a good player. I love Seekim, a strength 4 wolf, and obviously Shep. He's nasty. That is a nasty wolf. And maybe if Death lived up to his name on the Hopeless Necromantic, I might have gone with them. But Jesty tells me he's a bit of a pussycat.
Yeah, he has been. Has been. Not. We were all kind of scared when he first showed up, but then
with a name like that,
and he hasn't. He's been. His claws have been a little dull.
Yeah, I think Jesse needs another Michaels, another wolf. He needs to start farming some Michaels up. That's what he needs to do. But yeah, the Ball Rotters really really impressed with them. It's going to be big for week 2. See if they can build on that. They're against the Mongooses, so that's going to be good. And the Mongooses, don't forget, they do not have Judge Beers with them this week. Maybe that might be a veteran move from Judge Beers. It's like, you know what, that team killed stuff. I think I'll pretend to be ill this week, and they come back week 3. Smart call. Right.
Yep.
Now then, the current champions. Now, when I think of this team, and I think of Tony in Blitz, I'm sort of starting to think maybe I'm one of the Simpsons. You know, they because they say stuff and eventually comes true. Now, I did bold prediction, that the Reekers would go 7-0-0. And what happened? They let me down. What did they do last season? 7-0-0 all the way through. I said a couple of seasons ago that the I Shall Wear Midnight would struggle and wouldn't make the playoffs. They had an outstanding season, and then this season they've struggled. So it seems like my predictions come right, but just not the season I say it. So, it does happen. It just doesn't happen when I say it's going to happen. I'm like, Zeppels, I thought me and you were friends, mate. You know, why couldn't you have done it when I told you he was going to do it? Then it looked good. But no, they have to wait a couple of seasons after, and then, I can't really claim I tipped it. But, no, I tell you what, I did write something about these, and I don't know if Zeppels has fell asleep in chat or is still there. And I bet I can't find the bloody thing now, because I think I didn't really write it down, did I? But let's go through it. Galadriel Reekers, then. They are the MML Pro Champions as the first team to win every single game without dropping a point last season, and Jesty will still tell you dwarfs are easy mode. He'll still tell you. I don't know any dwarf team what can go and win every single game without dropping points, Jesty, but elves bloody can. Jesus, these elves. But what a result! What a result for the Wood Elves! It was. I've known Zeppels from Champion Ladder days, and it does not surprise me that he could do what nobody else could do, because he is a top class coach on the PS4, PS5, if you want to pedantic. So obviously Zeppels. The arena is called Galadriel. Obviously, I think that's a female elf. It got the Wiz sponsor, what was massive for him last season. Only played 42 games. And obviously the MML Pro Champions. AV9 Wood Elves are super easy mode though. Yeah, but they are AV9 though, are they? I wish there was.
Wow.
Right.
32-5-5. 32-5. Oh, jeez. They've only lost 5 games.
Impressive.
Oh.
Impressive.
Wow.
Very impressive.
Yes. Very impressive.
Now, this is the interesting thing, because obviously this team has done well. Now, there's I don't know how to put this. There's a guy called I like Abba. Vibern Windwheel. Now he's a bit of a character. This guy and Zeppels, they've got a beef going on. This reminds me a bit of a relationship like between the Misfits and the Necromantics. They just don't like each other, but they need each other. Do you know what I mean? They have a respect, but they just lock horns all the time. Vibern got to a great start. He was a superstar. Everybody loved him. Trees loved him. Women loved him. Everybody loved him apart from dwarves. Well, dwarves actually loved him because they wanted to kill him. They wanted to kill him. But Vibern, superstar, end of. He's a poster boy, blah, 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 blah. And then it went wrong. Zeppel's changed and said, you know what, I'm going to get this guy involved and that guy involved. And all of a sudden, Varbern wasn't getting the ball as often. Varbern wasn't scoring the touchdowns. And he's going, what are you doing? Then they started not getting the results. And it's like, just give me the ball. Why won't you give me the ball? Just give me the ball. You know, I'm the best there is, best there was, best there'll ever be. Why are you not giving the ball? So he was saying Zeppels is an idiot, basically. He should be sacked. Get a coach who knows what he's doing. Zeppels saying, shut the beep up. I know what I'm doing. He's going to do it because he's just as good as you. They all had a big, massive argument. They couldn't get it sorted. And Varbel really hates Zeppels. Zeppels really hates. Well, he doesn't really hate him. He just says, look, you don't know what you're on about. I'm the coach. You do what you're told. He said, screw you, blah, blah, blah. And they ended up winning the title. So I can't wait to see what Varbel says now after Zeppels was proven right by winning title and going undefeated. I can't wait to see the story what Varbel does. Because Varbel basically, he blames the coach for getting injured. He blames the coach for everything. Because in Varbel's mind, he is the best player in the MML. Bar none. Greased up deaf guy? Who's he? Never heard of him. Get him to make me a sandwich. That's what Varbel thinks. He is the best. He is the best. You know, nobody else gets to him. And the only reason why people don't talk about Varbel is because of Zeppels. It's Zeppels' fault. Now, if you put him in charge with maybe Series Jesty, he obviously won't win a title because obviously he's cast with his dice, but Varbel would be the superstar. He would be the best player ever. And he blames Zeppels for that. Even though Zeppels was proven right by winning a title, he still holds that grudge. That's what I got from the story. So there's still this going. I'm waiting for Zeppels to do a story to see if Varbel has actually decided to apologise to Zeppels or not. But Varbel is not a happy guy because he believes everything should be about him because he is the real deal. He's better than Han. He's better than Shawn Michaels. He's better than, you know, Grease Up Deaf Guy. He's better than every player in the MML. And people don't give him the... you know, when we talk about Armageddon where Eddie says, I'm Eddie Jones and nobody knows, that's how Varbel thinks. Varbel feels that everybody should be talking about him going, wow, that Varbel, what a hero, what a guy, best elf ever. But people don't talk about him because he's not used the right way, apparently. So that's the only thing I could say about the story, that although it looks good, and Zeppels is obviously, you know, basking in glory, there's one person who really doesn't want him, and that is Varbel. I'm just seeing what happened in the 2-2, see if he actually scored in that game. That'd be interesting.
Yeah.
See, Varbel. See, yeah, he didn't score. There you go.
Oh, boy. Uh-oh.
Didn't score. There you go. This is what I'm saying. Varbel says, give me the ball, we win. That's basically what he's saying. Do you see Varbel on the score sheet? You see Elendriel on the score sheet. You'll see Lonesome Joey on the score sheet, who isn't worthy enough to tie his bootlaces. You know? So instead of giving them the ball, give Varbel the ball and you win the game. Because basically when Varbel scores, they don't lose and they usually win the game. So that's going to be interesting to see how they do going forward, because there's a bit of animosity brewing there, and obviously maybe he's clashing with the likes of Lonesome Johnny. I don't know, but he seems a bit of a character. I think basically Bay should just foul it to death, but that's just me.
I think Viburn's trouble though is, if you look at, I mean, obviously he's clearly the most star player points on that side, but he's turned himself into sort of Johnny Swiss pocket knife rather than out and out scorer. You know, I mean, if you're Zerpels and you're looking to trust someone to bang it in, Lonesome Joey's going to get it with that Edge 5. I mean, he's got the same movement speed as Viburnn, and I think Viburnn might have to settle. You know, he's burst onto the scene in the early part of his career, but I think as his career goes on with the niggle and the fact that he's got kick there, is he actually going to be the kind of backup scorer, but actually the man that kind of like does the special plays, like putting the kick into the right spot for them to pick up on the blitz? Because, you know, if it was me, I'd be giving it to Joey all day long.
Well, there you go then. So, I mean, DeMarco said it all boiled over in the first game of the season. Apparently, Varbel and Windwheels caused a riot, probably because because he's not getting the ball. You know, this guy wants to. Personally, if I'm him, I'd be asking for a transfer. Personally, but into another Wood Elf team in the MML. I don't know. Maybe he's stuck with the Zeppels. He's won a title though, so I don't know why he's that annoyed. To be fair, But yeah, if you look at the story, yeah, Varbel's not happy bunny. He's not happy bunny. He believes he should be the guy who does it all and wins it all. So, you know, it is what it is. Anyway, that's the story, what I've got for him. Like I said, the question is, we've seen it before, it's really hard to win the title and then come back and win it again. Obviously, Dwarfageddon almost did back-to-back and lost in the final to some rats. And I think the only team who's done back-to-back, I would like to say, gets rats.
Oh, yeah, that crazy rat team that he had. What, with the Flamers or something?
Yeah, the Uber Streak Flamers. So apart from Gardley, that's the only person who's won back-to-back. So the Reekers are going to try and do that. Like I said, the Ravens did well against the Reekers, held them to a draw. There's going to be a big game against the Doom Peak Bulls. I've chipped the Reekers to win, so I guarantee they won't win now. They'll wait till the season after to obviously beat the Bulls. That's how it seems to go with my tips. Can they get it done though, fellas? Jock, can they get there? Can they get there again?
My Goblin Gambling says they can.
Oh, well,
I think I'm the only one to back him in Goblin Gambling to do the back-to-back. So I'm with him, but then I think I'm about to make a bold prediction that will go against that.
Can't wait for that.
But yeah, I put my money where my mouth is and said the Reekers do it back-to-back, double.
Yeah.
So there you are. I think this team is beautifully put together, aside from the niggle on Vyvern. And Zerps is one of the classiest coaches out there.
Yeah, he is. He's a top bloke. He's such a nice lad. I love him a lot. I mean, he is a great player. History's against him, though. I remember back in NTB, when he won the title, the season after, he had one of his worst seasons. Again, Alma had a horrible season the season after he won it for the second time. And people do talk about a curse in the MML about when the team wins the championship, the next season, the struggle. So, it's going to be interesting to see, because like I said, it wasn't a terrible draw. It was a good draw against the Ravens. The Ravens played good ball. But this week against the Doom Peak is going to be big, because if they lose that, then they're playing catch-up, But, he's done it before, and I said I would not dismiss Serpils from getting out this player pool. He's just such a good coach. But again, if the Elves explode, if Varbern don't get the ball, he's got to get Varbern the ball. That's the issue. If he's got to stop giving it to this glory boy Joey and give it to Varbern, then he might get it done.
I think one of the things looking at his schedule, which if he doesn't get the result this week, then he's got the Bone Idol Rotters the following week, and he probably get the result against the Rotters, but at what expense? Because let's be honest, even if the Rotters aren't going to win, they are going to mess you up.
Yeah, they usually do. Yeah, they usually do. That's just the way. I mean, interestingly, the Reekers play Rodentra ad nauseam week 7. That's going to be doozy. That's going to be a beautiful game. I can't wait for that one. But yeah, I like to say the great team. They'll be there or thereabouts, I think. But can they beat the Curse? That is the thing. Right then, the Red Rolling Rockies then, coached by Dionysus, who decides he just wants to save his good dice for when he plays against me, by the sounds of it, because they got beat week 1 again. A newish team, with 1170, so they've been bumped up to the pros. It's going to be tough sledging with very little, skills, and obviously, Dio won't be bothered. Dio's already doing his famous, we'll lose every single game unless we play Bernie, then we'll win all 7. That's if he plays me all the time. And then, did I actually write anything about these? I might not have actually, I might have not even wrote about this team because I was running out of time. I don't think I did. My bad. No, I haven't. So you can tell me off. It's the only team I haven't got bloody run down. Bloody hell. But yeah, basically, Dio obviously he had some very good teams in the past. He loves dwarfs. Dwarfs is his love. He's always stuck up for the dwarfs. And this is obviously the rookies of the Red Rollins. I think he had problem with TV value with his older team, and now he's with his new team. They did okay. In the Sea Ladder, they've only played 8 games, so you feel like they're on a hard into nothing. The stadium is called, the arena is called the Stadium. Very, very good name there. And like I said, I don't really know what we can say about them. Dio, he claims to be not a very good coach, but we all know he's way better than he tries to. It feels like a no-frills serious jest when, Jess used to play the underdog card a lot, and then obviously I copied Jesse when I read his How to Be the Underdog Volume 1, 2, and 3. And, like I say, every time I play him, I tear my hair out. But you know what, Dio? I think if I play you again, I think I know how to beat you now. It's only took me like billions of times, but I think if we play again, I might beat you, or I might get a draw. I feel a lot more confident though if you could like use some good dice on other people, then I feel a lot more confident. But you know, it is what it is. I mean, like I say, he's very, very, very a great guy. He's very good. Don't let him fool you saying he doesn't know what he's doing, because he does know what he's doing. And you know, he's made the players before with Dwarfs, and he's been there or thereabouts. I think this season he's on a hard into nothing, and he won't really be bothered. He's just going to try and develop the team. No, I didn't play him. I used to play. I don't know, Jesse. Confused me. Now I want about you, Jesse. I don't know. I'm confused now. So yeah, the Red Rolling Rookies. I mean, this week they're against Redentia ad nauseum. Now I bet he can't wait to break some rats. He'll love that. He'll love trying to do that. Trying to chase some rats all over the pitch.
Rats.
Oh,
that's right.
And there's no one-turner, so that'll be good. He'll have inducements as well. No, sorry, Jesse. I was on about the you know when like in Sea Ladder when we used to go about the underdog, you'd always claim to be the underdog, and I liked what you did, so I took it. Obviously, I read the volume 1, 2, 3 of series just how to be the underdog, and then obviously I played the underdog like you did. I think Dio sort of copies that, if that makes sense. But no, yeah, that's what I meant. So I feel a bit bad because, like I said, I came home from work and I thought I'd have it all written down in my book, but I haven't got any story for these, so my apologies, Dio. Not much I can really say about them because, like I said, they played 8 games. Obviously, we know that Dio's a great guy, wonderful character. Obviously, he's one of my Dwarven brothers, so I love him lots. Does anybody want to add now? I feel real bad, but I really got nothing to say really about the rookies, yeah. And I know that Jesse and Baze will be wanting to play their game shortly, so.
Okay. Yeah. Well, I think the rookies though. I think they jump up and bite somebody this year. I don't know who yet, but I think they do jump up and bite somebody that nobody expects.
Right.
Yeah. So I think they are going to mess up somebody's playoff hopes when you least expect it.
Nice.
I think they will. I think all that you got three dodgy teams in this event. I think the tackle's going to break one of them.
Good. Anything you want to say, Jock, before we go to predictions?
Yeah, well, it's I mean, fair play to him to step into the pros to kind of cover a hole because it's basically a dwarf team out of the box. Got a bit of guard. It'll be a case of like, what can he build as he goes? I think Armac's spot on. I think that he's going to cause those elf teams a bit of bother because no one likes to see tackle spam as an elf coach. So yeah, I mean, I think Dio's got the right kind of character and frame of mind to take this team on in the pros, and I think, as Armac calls it, I think he could throw up a shock somewhere.
Yeah, he's going to get a lot of inducements. Yep.
Yeah,
well, he's running 220 against the Rats next week, so Wizard, maybe something else. Who knows? I mean, to be fair, I've got no idea what you do as a dwarf coach. The mere thought of a dwarf sends me to sleep. So
yeah, it
will be too slow for you.
Yeah, you say that, but he's going to be putting a lot of Skaven to sleep permanently. That's what he's going to be doing.
That's right, permanently. That's right.
But I mean, the thing is, though, Redentia.
The one game where Norvit doesn't get inducements, right?
That's their whole point, isn't it? They play we'll take the inducements, and the dwarf's like, not against us. We get them against you.
That's right.
We're gonna break some stuff. So yeah. Anyway, right. So that's all of them done. Now this is where it comes to the nitty gritty. This is why everyone tunes in for, to make us all look like idiots. I'll try. Please, whoever I tip this week, please don't leave the bloody MML. I don't want to get in trouble. I tipped Stuntman DD. I really was confident they'd win the division, and he left. Don't anyone leave. Please don't leave.
Too much pressure. You put too much pressure on him, and he lost that first week. He's like, I can't make the prediction come true.
Yeah.
Gotta jump ship.
Yeah. My bad. Right, bold predictions then. Jock, you seem to have a bold prediction, so I'm going to come straight to you while I try and think of one.
Well, here's mine, and I may well be stealing thunders, but I predict that neither the Doom Peak Bulls or the Reekers make it to the playoffs this season.
I like it. I like it. I love that. That is a bold prediction and a half. That is amazing.
I look at it, they may well fight themselves to a standstill as Armac predicts next week, and then they're kind of sort of 0-2-0. Are they a bit too far back? Is NTB, is DeMarco, is Tony, are they coaches that are a bit too classy to let go of a lead that's been given to them in the first two matches? And I think that could be the case.
Ooh, I like it. That's a bold prediction. Do you have one, Armac? I mean, that's bloody bold. That is like... crazily bold.
Obviously going completely against my Goblin Gambling pick of the Reekers winning the title, but there's my bold prediction.
I like it.
Yeah, mine's gonna be that I think that either one way or another, this is Viburn's last season. I think he's gonna get. I think with the role he's been relegated to as their kick and with shadowing. Right, he's going to be getting next to the ball. It looks like Zerpels has handed off the scoring duties to Lonesome Joey, and Viburn is now looks like a defensive option. So I think that's going to cost him an injury or.
Nope, have we lost that, Mike?
I think we have. I didn't kill him. I didn't pick him to win, so it's not my fault.
I think. Wait, did I go off?
You did, yeah.
I'm sorry. I think Viburn being relegated to this defensive sort of duty is going to get him either permanently injured or killed this season. Yep. And then NTB or Zerpels will say, that'll shut him up. And right, because I don't think he's going to care about putting him in harm's way because he's giving him too much grief.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Well,
Zerpels don't need that.
Yeah. Well, I've got the most cast iron ball prediction. I expect this to happen. Rodentia ad nauseum goes 7-0-0. They will not drop a point in this division. Now, people say this is the hardest division. Well, I'm going to call that. I'm going to raise it and say Rodentia will win every game in this play pool.
Wow, that is big stuff.
They don't drop a point. I'd expect.
I think that's crazy. I think that's crazier than me saying that the Bulls and the Reekers don't get through.
Hot dice, baby.
You're like, this is cast iron.
Hot dice, baby. That's all I'm going to say. It's won 2 titles. It's won 3 ball things. And let's be honest, I tipped the Reekers to go 7-0-0, and they had the audacity to wait a few seasons to deliver that. So I'm trying to strike it with Rodentia, and I think this is the season. They get it done again, and they go on and maybe win their title.
Oof. Wow.
That is bold, my friend.
Thank you. I'm glad you think it's bold. I had to come bold, and I expect NTB to deliver.
Yeah, considering it's only been done once in the history of the MML.
Yeah, well, lightning strikes twice. Lightning strikes twice, doesn't it? Well, guess what? That lightning's called Rodentia ad nauseum, and they're going to do it. Oof. And if they do, then I'm going to live off that for the rest of my life. And if they don't do it, back them in two seasons time when they'll do what Zerpels did and just go the full thing. When I don't, obviously tell them they're going to do it. So yeah, that's my bold prediction. Now then, let's go down. So only 2 teams can get to the playoffs. This is a tough division. Who comes second, Jock? Who finishes second? Who gets one of the 2 places?
Put the pressure on. I'm gonna go the Ravens.
Ooh, the Ravens. Ravens getting a lot.
I've got the 3 that I kind of mentioned earlier. I think they're the ones that are going to fight out the top 2 spots, but I think the Ravens will be second.
Right. Okay. Armac?
I am going with the Mongooses.
Yeah, the Mongooses have got a good record of making the playoffs. They've got that really good habit of making the playoffs, haven't they? I quite like that. I quite like that a lot, but yeah. Yep. So you're going with the Mongooses. Oh, God, this is tough for me. Oh, man. I know who's going to win the division. I'm pretty confident we'll win the division, but who's going to come second is not. See, I thought the Mongooses, because obviously they seem to always make the playoffs, but so do the Doom Peak Bulls, so do Oh, the Reekers. Yeah, I'm going to go with the Reekers. Gladriel Reekers. I think Zerpels, him and Varben, now they've won a title, they got to, he's got to use Varben. If he uses Varben, they'll win the games. If they don't, he won't make the playoffs. But I'm going to trust that Varben and him can get it sorted, and I think Reekers comes second. Right, Jock, who wins the division?
Ooh, it's a real tough ask. I'm going to go with Ad Nauseam.
Ooh, Redentia.
Just over
the Ravens.
The Mongoose.
Oh, the Mongoose. Okay.
Yeah, I think that I personally I think the playoff spots is going to be a three-way shootout from those teams, and I think the Bulls and the Reekers will be looking at them from below.
Yeah.
An unusual position for them. So yeah, I think the that claw vermin.
And he might have another one as well. He might have another claw vermin. He took the level yet, has he? So that could be a second claw.
So I think Ratty Jr. is good. Ratty Jr. and Ziz Sprint Dash, between the pair of them, they will carry them to the division title.
Fair enough. Mac, do you agree with that, or do you disagree with
that? No, I have to stay with what I said from the beginning. I think that Badger takes it this year.
Wow.
I think that's the wild prediction.
Yep.
Not to Mac. He's pretty.
To me.
He's seen him the win of the Doom people, so yeah, fair enough. You're going with them. Right, this is easy for me. This is so easy. Redentia Ad Nauseam wins it. 7-0-0, I've told you.
Ooh,
even if they don't get the 7-0-0, if you think, apart from this week against the rookies, now we know Dio only saves his dice for me, so he probably will horrible dice and get beat, because that's how he does it. So Redentia go 2-0, then they get Sprint Dash back. They'll have the inducements, they'll have a wizard, they'll have the 1-turner, they've got the claw. They can foul, they've got the DP, they've got everything in their arsenal to get it done. I think it's a tough division, but I think if Redentia Ad Nauseam with the coach who's won the title twice, won 3 bowls, won Blitz titles as well, I think they've got the right coach, he knows what he's doing, and I really think they'll probably, like I said, I've my ball prediction is 7-0-0, but I can't see these dropping much at all this season, just because of the players they've got. Now, if they was to lose the 1-10 and stuff like that, then maybe it'd be slightly different. But Rats just love playing with loads of inducements with a few good players, and that's what they've got. So long as the Wizards work and his 1-10 does what it's supposed to do, I really fancy Redentia coming back to the big league, yet again without Han, and Dash getting it done again for them. And I'm confident Redentia will finish top of this division. So, in fact, you know what? Because I haven't even done it yet, I'm going to give it the Triple B banker of the season. It is my best tip.
Wow.
People say this is the hardest division. Well, I'm going to take that and say my guarantee out of the full pre-cap is that Redentia Ad Nauseam will go through. It's a Triple B banker. Lock it in now. Play it next season when they get to the playoffs. If they don't, it'll be somehow mysteriously deleted. What can I say?
Wow, Stone Cold Mortal Lock. There you go.
Locked, my best thing. And if I didn't tip myself to win the title, as I seem to do so, because last time I tipped someone to win the title, they got relegated, so I felt I better not do that anymore. But if I was going to tip another team to win the title this season, it would have been Redentia. They've won it twice. Rats have amazing records in winning titles in the MML.
Mm-hmm.
Hawkers won 1. NTB's won 2. God knows how many Gardley won. He must have won about 3 or 4. So Rats seem to have a good record. So yeah, that's what I'm going to go with. So there we go. Redentia to win it all. You've heard it here first. He'll be so happy with that as well. NTB, if he listens to this back, he'll be high-fiving everybody. He'll be so happy that I've tipped him.
Oh yeah, he'll be so happy.
He'll be delighted. He'll be delighted. He will. So that's us done then. Obviously, I think Armac's going to be streaming the game between another great rivalry between the Misfits and the Necromantics. Jesse will be so happy that I tipped the Misfits on the ball prediction to get it done. Now, don't let me down this time. You beat the bloody Elves, beat the bloody Necromantics, so at least I can say I got one thing right this season. Come on!
I'm going to love you and leave you guys. I need to go and pick up the wife. But I will tune in on the radio, Armac, to this match about to happen.
Yep.
I shall see you guys later.
Thanking you.
Next half hour. All right. So they're going to go off at 4:30, I guess. All right.
Yeah. So they're going to go whenever you're ready. So that's just done. Thanks to Armac again, absolute superstar. And as we know, the most favourite, the best Mac brother in the house.
That's right.
We already know that, don't we? We already know that.
Did you see what Beers wrote? He says another awesome versus the Necromantic. Highest winning rate for coach versus coach in Jesty, tromping Beers, 1,001-1.
Right, Jest is saying, should we start so soon now, Mac? He's saying, shall we start?
Yeah,
yes.
let me throw it up.
He's going now, and I'm going to go now. And then obviously I will be expecting, the Misfits to win because I predicted it, and I never get anything wrong. So there you go.
That's right.
So we're going to go off now. Thanks again, guys, for keeping us company.
Thank you.
Good luck to both Misfits and the Necromantics. Hope you've had a great show. Thanks for Armac, and we'll see you next time on the next stream. Take care, guys. Bye-bye, and we'll see you later.